Good morning, Tudor Liliana. I am here for ready for session number 8, and I'm waiting for my students. As usual, I am waiting for them.
Morning. Hello. Morning. I can hear you.
Hello, Carol. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, but
Okay.
Nelson, no. You can see me,
Yes, I can see you.
but I can see you.
No, because I turned off the camera for a while because I was here alone waiting for everybody.
Okay.
So now I can see you.
Okay, thank you.
Don't panic, Carol. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm
Thank
watching
you.
you.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
All right. So I usually give the students 5 to 10 minutes. Congratulations, you're here on time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, girls. So I need to ask you a few questions before today's session. I will start with Carol.
Yes,
Carol, where do you live?
Bogota.
How old are you, Carol?
Oh my God.
Don't
38,
worry.
38 years old.
Okay, the thing is that I got to fill in some information about you, so I need this information, okay?
Don't worry.
Okay, you work, Carol?
Yes, I'm good.
Where do you work?
I'm work in my home doing lensery and for a special occasion.
Okay, you have your own business.
Yes.
You married
Yes.
and children.
Yes, I have a $1.
Excuse me, a daughter?
Yes.
What semester are you in at university?
Um, I see topics on 6, no, sorry, 7, 8, and 9.
All right, so we can say you are in sixth.
Yes, I see just one topic in the of sixth semester.
Okay, one course. Okay, good. Patricia, you there?
Hello, good morning to everyone.
Hello, Patricia.
Hello.
Um, Hi, great to see you again.
Yes, it's so nice that
Okay,
Carol is here with us. I hope the other classmates can enjoy the group.
yeah, that's right, me too. It's my same feelings.
Yes.
Okay, Patricia, I have to ask you one more time about your age.
Yes, no problem. I am 42 years old.
Okay, I guess you work for your husband, right?
Well, yes, we have a company and we work together. Yes.
And what does the company do?
The company do reselling stuff like products for construction,
Okay,
paint, tools.
like a hardware store.
Yes, but we don't have this. We don't work like by store. We work by order. How do you call that? Um, yes, something like that.
All
But
right.
yeah,
Don't worry. It's not necessary to
the
extend the
funny is that I
information.
don't know the name in English.
All right.
Pity.
I understand you have a son and a daughter, right?
Yes, I do.
Good. And semester?
I think this is my. I need one more semester to finish.
Wow, you're about to graduate?
Yes, and my English is
All
so
right.
bad.
So let's say you are in ninth.
Pardon?
Let's say you are in ninth.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So these are some questions or some information I've got to get for some information I have to send this Thursday. Oh, and thank you for your cooperation. Well, I think it's 10 minutes past 8 is enough time for the other students to arrive. I will activate my camera so you can see me and that you are not speaking only to a computer. Well, I have to tell you that I still have the bad cold. I don't know what's going on with my health. I couldn't sleep well last night. I had to work hard yesterday too. So I'm not fresh this morning, but I have all my ability and all my disposition to take this hour and a half with you. Okay? Well, let's start with Patricia. Do you remember the homework you had to be ready for today?
Yes, I cannot remember it because I did it early in the morning. So I hope is well.
Okay, so how can we know if you don't speak about that? Hey,
Pardon?
Lisette, good morning. What a miracle.
Good morning, teacher. Good morning, partners.
It's a miracle we have you here today.
Thank you.
Why? Why have you abandoned us?
It's complicated to access the internet because I don't have internet in my home. In my house.
All right. Welcome anyway. Continue, Patricia. We are all ears to hear your homework.
Okay, so let me see because I tip it. So I need to open the file. Is that okay?
It's no problem. Remember, you have 5 minutes, and
Okay,
as soon as
I I hope I understood the homework well, and I hope to read why during 5 minutes is not going to be so boring for you. So please bear it with me. Thank you so much. So with the paragraph that I got, I did some questions in the past progressive. So I will read the sentence, and after that, I'm going to make the questions and to try to answer them. Is that all right? The first one is one sunny day, Billy and Timmy were delivering a box to Mr. Thompson. Were Billy and Timmy delivering a box? Yes, they were. Was Mr. Thompson delivering a box to the boys? No, he was not, or no, he wasn't. When Billy and Timmy were delivering a box to Mr. Thompson, they were delivering a box to Mr. Thompson on a sunny day. Okay, that was the first one. Then I'm going to the second one. They were carrying a box on a cart. Were they carrying the box on a cart? Yes, they were. Was he carrying a box on a cart? No, he was not. Or no, he wasn't. Uh, then I make a W question with this same sentence, and it reads, what were they carrying on the cart? And the answer is, they were carrying a box. Yes, they were, oh no, that was the answer. Okay, now the third sentence was, they were taking glasses to Mr. Thompson's store at the end of the street. The question, were they taking the glasses to Mr. Thompson's store at the end of the street? Yes, they were. Then another sentence was, they were being very careful with the crate full of glasses. Were they being very careful with the crate full of glasses? Yes, they were. Uh, Another sentence reads, as they were pushing the, no. As they were passing the school, they saw Jack and Tom. Were they passing by the school when they saw Jack and Tom? Yes, they were. Um, Jack and Tom were playing soccer. Were Jack and Tom playing soccer? Yes, they were. Uh, were the other boys? Oh, I make a mistake. Okay, no, never mind. Were Jack and Tom playing soccer? No. What were Jack and Tom playing? They were playing soccer. What were Jack and Tom doing when Bill and Timmy passed by the school? They were playing soccer. Are you still alive?
yes, we are
Okay,
here.
thank you. Another sentence reads, while Billy and Timmy were pulling from the were pulling, yeah, while Billy and Timmy were pulling from the front, Jack and Tom were pushing from behind. First question, were Billy and Timmy pulling from the front? Yes, they were. Were Billy and Timmy pushing from behind? No, they were not. Or no, they weren't. Another question could be, where were Billy and Timmy pulling from? They were pulling from the front. Then, what were no, were Jack and Tom pushing from behind? Yes, they were. Were Jack and Tom pulling from the front? No, they were not. Or no, they weren't. Another possibility could be, where were Jack and Tom pushing from? They were pushing from the back. Okay, are you following me?
Of course.
Thank you. As they were walking, Billy and Tommy were guiding the cart over bumps and holes. First question, were Billy and Timmy guiding the cart over bumps and holes? Yes, they were. Were Jack and Tom guiding the cart over bumps and holes? No, they were not, or no, they weren't. Another sentence read, they were protecting the glasses. Were they protecting the glasses? Yes, they were. Was Mr. Thompson protecting the glasses? No, he was not. Or no, he wasn't. The following sentence reads, Mr. Thompson was waiting for them. Was Mr. Thompson waiting for them? Yes, he was. Or were the boys waiting for Mr. Thompson? No, they were not, or they weren't. Another sentence reads, while Mr. Thompson was unloading the glasses, he thanked the boys for their hard work. Was Mr. Thompson unholding the glasses? Yes, he was. Unloading, sorry. Was Mr. Thompson unloading the glasses? Yes, he was. Were the boys unloading the glasses? No, they were not, or they weren't.
Okay, Patricia, your time is up.
Done? Okay, good.
Yeah, it's up. 6 minutes. I gave you one more minute.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. Thank
No, 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 don't worry. Okay, outstanding. You did all that was required from the activity, and I only have one observation to do according to the exercise you did. And it has to do with the intonation of the questions. I could see, and everybody could see, that you used some information questions. Remember that when we use information questions, the tune or the level or of our voice can be risen up, okay? So you have to maintain in the same position your intonation. So do not ask uh, a question, all right? So it's only for yes, no question. For example, if I ask you what time is it? So there is no intonation for a question. But if I ask you, is it 20 past 8? So I rise up the intonation because it's a yes no question. The other information, it's okay. Congratulations on this activity, Patricia. Well, now let's go with Carol. Carol, you're next.
Yes.
So we are listening to you.
Yes, but I understand the the homework was reading the page or the picture again and explain with our words the what I see the picture. It's okay?
All right, so that's the way Patricia did her homework, right? So if you have your own way to do this activity, it's okay, right? It is not mandatory to read and these things, okay?
Okay. My picture was about photographer. and about fire. And the photographer, his name is Nate. He was working throughout the city at 7 o'clock, and suddenly, sorry, suddenly he saw empty building fire on fire, and he was taking some picture about it. And when the fire pulled it up, the fighter haters or firemen jumping out the tracker truck, and when it start raining, and the raining helped put the fire out, and that's it. Nate was taking some picture about the fire.
All right, now the activity was based on yes no questions, information questions, and negative statements. What can you tell us about that?
Okay. What time was working Nate? Nate was working at 7 o'clock. What happened when Nate was walking? He saw the fighter on empty building near the park. What was do, what was does
No,
he
that is for present simple. Remember, it's past continuous.
okay he uh, what he was doing on the fire. He was taking some picture. Um, how the fire out. The fire out because it start raining, and that's it.
All right, so you didn't write the questions, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you just were reading now the article again, and you created the questions, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't write the exercise.
No.
All right, so you don't remember some of the questions you asked? Because there were some mistakes I could evidence according to what you just read.
Okay.
Don't you remember the first question? I want to make more emphasis in that question. Remember that one?
Mm, no.
No. Okay, so these components are not in the right order. Let's remember that in English, English is not as flexible as Spanish. Many people in Colombia think that English is spoken in reverse or it's spoken in a different order as Spanish, and that's true. More people in my workplace say that los gringos hablan al revés, and I say no, stop. And I explain my students that the structures are more steady in English. It means that we have to use some specific order to form a sentence or to ask a question. In Spanish, we can vary the order of the words and nothing happens. And it's understandable and it's correct. But in English, we have to keep an order depending on the question we need to ask. About 90% of the orders are the same. Okay, so in this case, using the yes no questions, starting with the auxiliary verb. But if we are using the information questions, the first word of the question is the WH question itself. So we have to be careful there when we teach this to the students. Okay, Lisette, Lisette, you there? You
Mm,
are following us?
I don't understand the activity because I don't have the picture or text about the.
Yeah, we know that you have been absent from this encounter, so you have no idea about this activity, but you are listening, and I just explained something, right, Brian? You following me, Brian?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Brian.
Well, yes, I'm following you, but I'm realizing I did something bad with the homework because I just took the paragraph and I changed every statement into negative and interrogative. Is that okay?
Yeah. So I'm not going to cause any trouble because of that. Patricia did her own homework, okay? Carol did something different, and now we want to listen to you, okay? So please proceed with your activity.
Okay, so I'm going to start. Yesterday, it was raining and thundering all day. Negative statement. It wasn't raining and thundering all day. Interrogative. Was it raining and thundering all day? I was playing inside the house. Anna wasn't playing inside the house. Playing inside the house. She wanted to be outside. She didn't want to be outside. Did she want to be outside? She wasn't playing outside because it was raining. She was playing outside because it wasn't raining. Was she playing outside because it's raining? She was feeling tired of being trapped inside the house. She wasn't feeling tired of being trapped inside the house. Was she feeling tired of being trapped inside the house? Anna was trying to keep busy inside the house. Anna wasn't trying to be busy inside the house. Was Anna trying to be busy inside the house? She was reading her book until the electricity went out. She wasn't reading her book until the electricity didn't go out. Was she reading the book until the electricity went out? Then she decided to practice her sewing. She didn't decide to practice her sewing. Did she decide to practice her sewing? She was practicing sewing until lunchtime. She wasn't practicing sewing until lunchtime. Was she practicing sewing until lunchtime? After lunch, she sat by the window and watched the rain. After lunch, she didn't sit by the window and watch the rain.
Okay, are you done, Brian, with the activity? Yeah. Well, we have to learn a lesson all together here. So whenever something is not clear, so you have to
Yes,
ask the teacher,
I'm
okay?
done.
Okay, good. So no matter how old we are, sometimes things are not clear. So it is the time when we have to ask the teacher. So please, it is a common error. So we normally do at the institutions. So my advice is to ask the tutor or the teachers if it is clear or not about the activity, even though all the activities you did today are correct. And there is always something to correct and to advise the students. So never forget to give the students, your students, uh, the possibility to come to you, because sometimes we put a wall between the students and the teacher, and that's not good. We have to be more than teachers, we have to be friends. Okay, so next time when we have these kind of activities, it's correct to ask if you don't understand something or some steps of the activity, but that's good. So I am listening to you, you are doing the activities, and that's fine. That's of good health for this group. Okay, so Patricia, what are we doing today? Do you remember? Did I tell you anything about today's session?
Nelson, sorry, I can't remember. I can remember. I have the impression you told us that we had covered the past and we will move to the future, but it's being quite busy, so apologize.
No problem. Brian, do you remember what we are doing in today's session?
No, I don't remember. Sorry.
Carol, do you remember?
No, sorry, I don't remember.
Okay, and you know why you don't remember?
No.
For the simple reason that I didn't tell you what we were doing today. That's why. Okay, so we're not going to continue with future tense, Patricia. We're going to keep on working with past tense, okay? But this time we are going to speak about the past perfect. Past perfect is something tricky. Sometimes it causes difficulties because somehow the past perfect tense is used in a different way as we do in Spanish, right? So sometimes it makes no sense for us the kind of sentences we are reading, but we have to accommodate the sentence according to our language, which is Spanish. All right. So, Carol, what do you know about the past perfect?
Past perfect. You have to use the past participle and with have. I don't remember.
Okay, no problem. Patricia,
But
you remember?
If I remember well, I think that that refers to talk about hobbies or activity that we do regularly and things that we like, and it has to be to oh, pass. What was the question?
A possible definition for past perfect.
Oh. No, I'm sorry. I have too many hours without sleep, so I am a little bit like no, I at
Okay,
past no. Sorry.
something like me. All right. So, Brian, please give us a hand here. Can you please tell us about the possible definition for the past perfect tense?
Well, past perfect is a tense used to express that an action had started in the past or it was done on at the moment of speaking. Remember that this tense is conformated by the auxiliary had and the verbs in participle tense.
Okay, in past participle form. Lisette, do you agree with these definitions or can you give us yours?
I consider it's more confusing. They become especially confusing when you have to identify what time to use and what is being used. Is a verb tense that you use to refer to an action that took place a time prior to another action? Really?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Well, as I told you before, is kind of tricky to use that tense in Spanish. If we compare English and Spanish, it's a little bit tricky, but if we understand the structure, we will have no problem working on with the past perfect. Okay, as you said, so we have to use the auxiliary verb had for every subject. And in Spanish, it's like saying yo había. Yo había visto, I had seen. So the past participle form of the verb is needed here. So that's why I always recommend my students that when they are learning a verb, it would be greater if they learn the four forms we have in English. What are the base forms of these verbs in English? So the present form, the past participle, and the present participle, right? So it's a good idea to advise the students not only learning the verbs in Spanish, in present form, but in all these forms, because eventually they will need these forms somehow, okay? So I am going to show you a slide as usual to have the explanation and the exercise sequences for today. Now you tell me that you see that on your screens, please. Patricia, confirm that.
Yes, I see a slide with the title Past Perfect Tense.
Okay, so as you can see, number one, it means that there are different stages for explaining the past perfect tense. Well, number one, I determined it to describe actions that represent new or old experiences. So we had this conversation before today, Patricia, the other day that we were only you and me. So we had the opportunity to speak about the past perfect tense. So as I said, it describes actions that represent new or old experiences. Something that is new that has just occurred, it can be taken as a past perfect tense. So now let's take a look at this one. Well, the past perfect had plus the past participle verb. In the first instance, we have the all experiences equals to affirmative sentences. Okay, so when we use the affirmative form with the past perfect tense, it means that the action is not new to you. All right, so you have lived this before. So as we have some examples, we have been studying the regular and the irregular verbs. So we have the combination of these forms. So the first example is moved, bought, lived, drunk, talked, and eaten. Remember that the regular verbs as in moved, lived, and talked, is the same form, the past form and the past participle form. So we gotta have this clear. And sometimes the irregular verbs, like in booked, is the same form of the past simple and the past participle. But it's not happening with the verb to drink. The past simple is drunk with an A, and this time is drunk with an U. So they have different spellings, as well as the verb to eat. The past form is ate, and this time is eaten. Well, all the actions are here representing past actions. We are here in this moment, and this is the time to come. So we have to locate the past perfect tense in all these sequences. All they represent past. It can be the past simple, the past continuous, or the past perfect, or the past perfect continuous. Is that clear? You have no questions about this? Maybe Lisette or Carol?
It's clear. For me, it's clear.
Carol, it's clear. Lisette?
With these words, I um, uh,
No problem. You understand this sequence and these structures
yes,
and what I'm telling you?
it's
Okay,
not
so let's now move on to
yeah.
some examples I have prepared here. You please read the four examples and you try to explain yourselves about the meaning of these sentences, please. You have 1 minute. Patricia, can you please tell us what you see on the examples and how do you understand these things?
Yes, I also start to remember the theory a little bit better, I think. What I understand is the actions that those examples represent are actions that had happened in the past, but we don't have the specific information when, like a last week or last year. We only know that those actions, like bake the cake, it had happened before.
Yeah, that's right. You are very accurate on your information. The perfect tenses, the simple perfect tenses are not exact. So we don't have to clarify when these actions happened. And that's real. Brian, can you tell us something else about this slide?
I understand about this tense is that all of those actions that you showed in the slides are old. So for that reason, we use past perfect tense.
Well, Carol, this question is especially designed for you. Can you note, can you feel like these sentences are incomplete? There is something missing?
For me, no, because it's because it's the past perfect tenses, no. Patricia
Uh-huh.
say is the action don't say when, how, past the action, just Did in the past. Something did in the past.
Okay, how about you, Lisette? Are these complete or incomplete?
For me, is complete.
Okay,
Mm.
so let's now concentrate on example one. Jane had baked a cake for her family. For me, I have the sensation that something is missing in the sentence. Patricia, can you please tell us in Spanish, number one?
Janet ha horneado una torta para su familia.
Thank you. Carol, can you please tell us the sentence in Spanish, number one?
Janet ha ordenado un pastel para su familia.
Thank you. Lisette, can you tell me the meaning of the first sentence?
Janet ha horneado un pastel para su familia.
Thank you. Brian?
Jane había horneado un pastel para su familia.
Okay, girls, you are mistaken with your translations. Remember, the auxiliary verb for the helping verb had is había. If you say a, you are meaning present perfect, and it's completely different, okay? So watch out with your translations or the way you understand the sentences, okay? So the correct translation is Jane había horneado o había hecho una torta para su familia. So I am coming back to the feeling that something is missing. As you can see on the first sentence, there are no other action that interrupts the action had baked. It's not telling us why, it's not telling us when, it's not telling us further information. So sometimes the sense for the past perfect tense is like these are incomplete, all right? So something is missing to give a complete sense for the sentence. And it continually happens, okay? So don't worry if you think you are making a mistake, but it's not. Now let's concentrate on example two. John had invited Susie for a walk. How do you understand this one, Patricia? How do you translate the sentence?
Okay, if I understood well what you say, the translation should be John había invitado Susie para una
A Susie.
caminata.
John había invitado a Susie a caminar.
John había invitado a Susie para una caminata.
Okay, o a caminar. That's right. Do you feel that something is missing in the sentence?
Uh, the thing that perhaps is missing is that is no clear explanation or clear information when the situation happened. If he did it an hour ago or last day or last week. That is, I think that could be more informative if we get some clue when did the action had happened.
Okay, that is correct. But the structure itself is complete. Thank you. Now let's see example three. I had lived in New York already. So Lisette, how do you understand this sentence? I had lived in New York already.
En Spanish,
Yeah,
yo había vivido en Nueva York
and
antes,
already.
already. Yo ya había vivido en Nueva York. ¿Ya?
Okay, that's right. So for me, it's more complete. That simple word already introduces that you're going to live again in New York, right? I had lived in New York already. It's like saying yo ya había vivido en Nueva York, and I'm going to live again in New York, right? So for me, it's more complete. And we have some key words to use in past perfect, and that word is already. We also have for, we also have since, we also have yet, and more words similar to this. And now the final one, she had cleaned my bedroom. Brian, how do you understand this sentence?
Ella había, perdón, ella había limpiado mi habitación.
Do you think the sense is complete or there is something missing?
It's complete for me.
All right, it's complete for you. It's not missing anything, any information. Ella había limpiado mi habitación. All right, so the same as Patricia just said. No when, no how, no why, etc. Now you please get some paper, get a pen or a pencil if you don't have, and let's get ready for the first exercise to write a sentence related to these images. So we have the verb fixed, eaten, visited, and painted. So you please tell us a sentence using these verbs according to these images in past perfect. Proceed, and you have 2 minutes to write down, and then we read them. Go ahead. Patricia, will you please select 2 images and tell us the 2 sentences? Go ahead, please. Activate your microphone. Patricia, we can't hear you.
Okay. Uh, According to the first examples that you have given us, I make these sentences. She had visited Paris. The mechanic had fixed the car. Carol and Lina had ate, eaten the cakes. Marco had painted the wall.
Okay, it was just two, just to select two, and you said all of them, but it's okay. Carol, you please select two and read the sentences.
She had visited Paris. They had eaten cake.
You please repeat the first one again.
She had visited Paris.
All right, remember, visited
Visited Paris.
Paris. Brian, please read yours, select two.
She had already visited the Eiffel Tower, and the man had painted his house.
Thank you. Instead, please read yours, two examples.
According to the picture,
Yes,
the first example, she had visited Paris. The next example, he has fixed the car last week.
thank you. I am going
The
to read mine. It's just two, Lisette. Thank you.
okay,
I'm going to read my four examples, so you please compare to your examples. For number one, Sarah had visited Paris in December 2015. Two, the mechanic had fixed my car some weeks ago. Three, they had eaten cupcakes from the new bakery already. Four, John had painted my apartment 2 years ago. What can you see from my examples, Patricia?
That you had add some adverbs to specify when did the action took place.
When the action took place, I am expanding information to be more exact, more accurate, right? So in the first definition, I said that the past perfect is used to talk about actions that are new experiences or not new experiences. As these sentences are affirmative, they had done these activities before now. So it is not their first time to execute the activity. Is that clear? Is that clear, everyone? Well, you don't confirm, so I think
It's
Yes,
it's
clear for
clear.
me.
there
It's
For
is.
me,
clear. Well, now let's see another perspective when the things are negative. And this time, the auxiliary verb in contracted form is hadn't or had not, plus the past participle. Take a look at this. When we negate in past simple form, the verb form to use is the present. It doesn't happen here the same. So we keep on using the past participle form. So hadn't plus the past participle represents new experiences for negative sentences, okay? So this time we have seen. So if I say I hadn't seen, so it is the first time you see. I hadn't talked, it is the first time you talk. I hadn't worn, it is the first time you wear. I hadn't danced, it is the first time you dance. I hadn't had, it is the first time you have. I hadn't worked, it is the first time you work. So you see, it's a combination of negative with new experiences. And the distribution is the same in the past, in the present, and the future. And we keep on using the past participle verb form. Well, let's take a look at some examples. Please, in 1 minute, read the information and take a look at the pictures. Patricia, can you please read all the four examples for me?
Yes, Steve hadn't broken an arm in his life. Mike hadn't bought a new car in his life. Susan hadn't practiced parachuting in her life. Monica hadn't worked at a bank in her life.
Okay, Carol, how do you understand the first example?
In Spanish?
Yeah. How? No, no, it's not the
Yeah,
translation, but
yeah,
how do you
okay.
understand the first sentence?
It's a sentence that the people never have in his life, your life things. For example, the first example you have, Stephen haven't broken an arm in his life. Me too. I haven't broken an arm in my life.
Okay, me
Never
neither.
happened, just
Say me
happened.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was the first time he broke his arm. So Steve hadn't broken an arm in his life is telling us that it is the first time he breaks an arm, right? That is the sense for the past perfect tense in these examples. Now the next one, Lisette, please help me with the second one. Mike.
The example in Spanish or
Yeah, how you understand this example?
the second picture, yeah.
Yeah,
Mike había, no había, Mike no había comprado un carro en su vida, un carro nuevo en su vida.
okay, and what happened here?
The script to the action because tell his life.
Okay, so again, it's the first time he buys a new car,
Okay.
right? It is the first time. Good.
Okay.
Brian, how about number 3? About Susan.
Okay, it was the first time that Susan had practiced parachuting in her life.
Good, that's right. Susan hadn't practiced. It means that it was her first time practicing parachuting in her life. Carol, the last one. Monica.
Monica haven't worked at bank in her life. She never worked in a bank in his life.
Well,
In her
so
life. In her
good,
life.
that's right. And remember, worked, not worked.
Work,
Worked
worked, worked
at a bank.
at the bank.
Yeah. So for all these people, all these actions is their first times, okay? People say that there is always a first time for everything. So Steve hadn't broken, Mike hadn't balked, Susan hadn't practiced, and Monica hadn't worked. So how about you? What hadn't you done in your life? But don't worry, we'll get ahead. Now we have exercise 2. And now write a sentence related to these images, right? So make them in negative form. Proceed in 2 minutes. Carol, would you please select 2 pictures and let us know the information?
Maria had never crashed in her life. Mario had never, have earned so much money in a casino.
Okay, you are not using the verbs described in the slide. You use crashed and the other
Okay.
one.
Mario had won money in a casino. Susan had had not had crusher car accident in her life.
Okay, good try, but there are still errors, okay? Don't
Okay.
worry. Patricia, please select 2 and let us know.
Uh, Mike and Anna had never adopted a pet before, and Ricky had never won the lottery in his life.
Well, Patricia, you are making the negative by using the word never, right?
What did you
Had
say,
never.
pardon?
You are using the word the word never to make them negative. The idea was to use hadn't. Hadn't, hadn't.
But I wrote Mike and Anna haven't, sorry, had a
Keep going, Patricia. I didn't hear that.
Okay, sorry again. So I wrote Mike and Anne had never, haven't. No, Mike and Anne haven't adopted a pet before. Ricky haven't won the lottery in his life?
Okay, this is where I'm listening to you right now. I am listening to haven't. Are you saying haven't or hadn't? Activate
I
your
am saying
microphone.
haven't.
Okay, be careful there because it's hadn't.
How did you say?
Hadn't.
Haven't.
It is hadn't, not haven't. Good, thank you. Lisa, could you please select yours and let us know?
They hadn't not they hadn't hit the car before. Mm, Sarah and Jose had not adopted pets in their life.
Thank you. I am
Then
going, no, it's just two. I'm going to read mine so you can compare yours with mine. For the first one, I said they hadn't had a car accident in their lives. Two, those people hadn't walked with President Donald Trump in their lives. Three, Gina hadn't adopted cats or dogs. And four, Mike hadn't won the lottery. Okay, so we have to be very fast to think about the options that are given to us. So if I say walked, so we have to analyze the pictures and create the sentence immediately. All you said is okay, but try to use the information given to you, okay? And that is used in international evaluations. For example, tomorrow I have a date at 6 in the morning because I'm going to be evaluated at Sena and I'm going to take the IELTS test uh, for next year, but the appointment is for tomorrow. So we have to use the information that is given to us and produce and get something, get a product with all that. All right. So that's why we have to think fast. Well, let's now continue with the next one, the next slide. And this one is the past perfect tense, but the second option. Patricia, please read the second option for the past perfect tense. Patricia, please help me reading.
That occur in the past that finished before another action in the past start.
Again, please.
Could you please put the slides again?
You can see it? It is on.
Yeah, now, yeah, no.
Now,
Yes.
please.
The past perfect tense. It describes actions that occur in the past that finished before another action in the past started.
Okay, so this means that we are going to have interruptions. We are going to combine the sentences. Something similar to the practice we did with past continuous, when, past simple, past continuous, while, past continuous. Something we did last week. All right, so you please read this information very carefully and try to understand the sense of the sentences, please. Please read these four sentences and get the most of it. Proceed, please. Okay, Carol. Number one is for you. What can you get from example one? What do you analyze? What can you see with the components in this
These
sentence?
these sentences are more specific that say when things happen. In the first example, they had bought a ticket online before they went to the cinema. Ellos compraron los tiquetes antes en línea o en internet antes de ir al cinema. That is more specific for the sentence that give us more information about it.
Okay, can you please repeat the translation in Spanish?
Ellos habían comprado los tiquetes en línea antes de ir al cinema.
Okay, thank you. Oh, Lisette, please. Number two is for you. What can you get from
Em,
that example?
Él había conseguido un trabajo antes de graduarse del colegio.
Okay, thank
Mm,
you. Yes, Patricia, number three, please.
Entiendo que después de que él comenzó su trabajo, él fue al doctor. Bill había ido al doctor después que él había comenzado su nuevo trabajo.
Thank you. Brian, what you get from picture four?
Well, the little girl did two actions in the past. First, she had breakfast, and then she made the bed.
Okay, everybody. Well, as you can see, there are two actions. In the first line, we have the past perfect and joining with the preposition before, and we introduce a verb in past form. Had bought before they went. Example 2, past perfect, before, past simple. Had gotten and graduated. So, whenever you use the preposition before in past perfect, the next action, use it in past simple, okay? It can be either affirmative or negative. So we can transform here in negative before they didn't go to the cinema and before he didn't graduate from high school. So you can introduce a negative statement or an affirmative one. In the last two examples, we can see that now the preposition is after, after and after. Had gone after, had started. So we can combine past perfect and past perfect here, okay? Had gone to the doctor after he had started the new job. She had had breakfast after she had made the bed. So we use before, after, a past simple form, okay? Ellos habían comprado los tiquetes o las boletas en línea antes de ir al cine. You see, in Spanish we say ir. That's why I was telling you it was tricky. Because if we translate, we could say before they go to the cinema, but in English is not correct. Okay, so before he graduated, it appears the same case as the previous one. Él había conseguido un trabajo antes que él se graduara de bachillerato, right? Que él se graduara. It sounds like a present form of the verb in Spanish, but in English is in past. Now, moving on, the next two examples. Billy había ido al doctor después de que él había empezado el nuevo trabajo. Right? And the final one, ella había desayunado después de que ella había tendido la cama. So these are small things. The structures of these sentences become more difficult for the students, but it's only a matter of understanding and analyzing and doing examples, okay? Do you probably have any question according to this slide, guys? Please confirm this. It is important.
For me, it's clear.
Yes, it's clear for everyone.
It's clear for me.
Good.
For
So
me, it's
let's,
clear. I just need a lot of exercises of practicing
yeah,
because,
yeah.
yeah, to get.
It is a matter of exercising here. Well, let's now see the exercise 3. You are going to complete the sentences with suitable verbs. It means that according to the picture you see on your slide, complete the spaces. Remember the past perfect here on the first line. And look, I am using before. So we use a past verb form here, okay? So please proceed. In two minutes, I'm gonna be generous. You will have 2 minutes to analyze and use suitable verbs for this exercise. Please proceed. Patricia, please read your example based on the first picture.
Well, let's see. The zebra had escaped from the lion before he finally attacked. The man had
Okay. No,
the
just
man.
one.
Oh, okay.
Just one. Just one. Thank you. That is correct. Yeah, that's what you gave. Now, Lisette, let's go with you. Number 2.
The man had talked
Talked.
talk talk the technical service before they had called him.
Remember that in the second space, you need to use a past simple form, not the past participle or the past perfect tense.
Only they called him.
Thank you. There is a mistake in this sentence. Can you please repeat it?
The man had had mm, talk the technical service before they
Okay,
called him?
stop. The man had talked the technical service. There is something missing there, and you should say the man had talked to. The man had talked to the technical service. Good. Now, Brian, please read the first one, the lion.
The zebra had escaped from the lion before he finally caught it.
Good, that's right, perfect. And Carol, the last one.
The man had fixed the technical service before they called him.
The man had
Fixed,
fixed.
fixed the technical service before they called him.
Okay, no, it's wrong. The man had fixed. El señor había arreglado el servicio técnico. Well, it doesn't fulfills the requirements, but I'll read you mine, and, and you and you take your conclusions. Well, for the first one, I have the zebra had escaped from the lion before he finally ate it. Number two, the man had called the technical service before they helped him. These are my two ones. One more. Another 2 minutes for these two pictures, please. Patricia, please. Number one.
She had gone to bed before she did her homework.
No, this time is after.
She had been. Oh, yeah. Okay. Then she had gone to bed after she did her homework. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Remember that we have to combine two past perfect tenses sentences here. It's no problem. Oh, now let's go with Carol, number two.
Heather had done her lunch after she left the apartment.
Again, remember two past perfect tenses sentences on the first part and in the last part. Brian, I want to listen to you. Example one.
Stella had gone to bed after she had done her homework.
Please repeat it. Excellent. So everybody listen. Go ahead, Brian.
Stella had gone to bed after she had done her homework.
Good. That's the way it should be. Lisette, please read exercise 2.
Heather had made her lunch after she arrived the apartment.
Thank you. All right, only Brian did the exercise well. I am going to read my two examples. One, Stella had gone to bed after she had done her homework. We have the same example, Brian. And the next one, Heather had made her lunch after she had cleaned the apartment. Remember, Stella had gone, she had done. Number two, Heather had made her lunch after she had cleaned the apartment. Remember, using after, you include two past perfect tense sentences on the spaces. If we are using before, we use a past perfect tense here, and we write a past simple form here. So you have to practice extra time at home. Okay, and there is not enough time for doing this exercise, but we are going to continue in the next session with this exercise. So please get ready. Exercise 4 reads, answer the questions the teacher asks you. So there are 4, 8, there are 10 actions here. There are 10 verbs. And according to your selections, I am going to ask you a couple of questions because I need to find out if these are new experiences or old experiences for you, okay? So I'm going to stop showing you these slides and you will see now my ugly face again. I'm back here. Well, so an hour and a half flown. It's it's a time where we have to do so many activities that time flies. So just to say goodbye, Patricia, and see you next Wednesday. Please say goodbye to the group.
Okay, thank you for everyone. Thank you to everyone. It was a pleasure to work. And could you please show did you say that you are going to show this slide so we can copy it and work with that for next time, or we just don't keep those verbs in mind for next
No,
classes?
no, you are going to be taken by surprise, so it's not necessary for you to get to know those verbs. Okay, so don't worry. These are simple actions. Well, Lisette, you please say goodbye to the group. Lisette, maybe she's gone. All right, Carol, would you please say goodbye and how you felt today?
Thank you very much. Goodbye, and see you next Wednesday. I feel very good. Thank you, teacher, for correct me some, uh, how do you say? When I say wrong words,
Yeah,
thank
mistakes,
you.
when you make
Yes,
mistakes.
when I make mistake, thank you for correct me. Have a
Okay,
good
that's
day.
what we are here for. And
Okay.
Brian, you please say goodbye to the group.
Okay, thank you all. And I could remember some important clues about this tense, so I feel happy.
Okay, there you are, Lisette. You please say goodbye and how you felt today.
Thank you very much because it's very important for knowledge and um, remember to the tense in this process is necessary. Thank
Okay,
you.
before you go, I need Lisette's information. And Brian, don't hang up yet, okay? I need some information from you. Patricia, you can say goodbye, and Carol, you too. I'm going to ask them some personal questions. Goodbye. Okay. Lisette, what city? How old are you?
23 years.
Excuse me.
23.
Okay, 23. Brian.
I am 23 years old.
Okay, what city, Lisette?
Sogamoso, Boyacá.
Brian, you are in Neiva, I think.
No, I'm living in Pitalito, Huila.
Vitalito. Do you work, Lisette?
I don't work.
Brian,
Yes, I work.
what do you do at your work?
I'm English teacher.
What? You married, Lisette?
I am single.
Brian?
I am in a relationship.
Okay, you are not married. Do you have children, Lisette?
I don't have.
Brian?
No, I don't have.
What semester are you in, Lisette?
Repeat, please. I
What
don't understand.
semester are you in?
In seven jury.
All right, Brian.
I am in the 6th semester.
Okay, guys, that is all for today. I appreciate your cooperation. I'll see you on Wednesday. Okay. Thank you for being here,
Oh,
and
Thank
goodbye.
you, Bish. Goodbye.
Okay.
okay, see you
Goodbye.
later.
Goodbye.